play against NAVI. But the question is, how good are they going to play today in playoffs with the arena on Navi's side? We have seen games impressive enough from NAVI to show us they could pick up this win.
And that's the thing, having to fight back into it with this extra stack of pressure on top of it too. Sometimes crowds can be a bit of your own bane. So rising to the occasion and rising in the decibels already. I think it's about time we get this second quarterfinal underway. MOUZ and NAVI duking it out on Ancient, and NAVI looking to actually leave a mark this time around.
Yeah, they've got their work cut out for them. The crowd on their side. They're looking to be prepared, but Torzi with a clean headshot to kick it off.
Tries to go in for a second one. Will end up finding Wonderful towards top shelf instead. And then MongolZ's found the answer back. The only kill so far for NAVI. That's going to open up a disengagement away from mid.
That's going to be the secret weapon for NAVI on this T side. We saw that MongolZ had this incredible stat in the last 4 before their last Ancient match of having an almost 2.0 rating, like donk numbers on this map. And it was split pretty evenly actually between T and CT side. In their last game, their impact was neutered, but he still got a lot of really impactful frags. Kept moving the round forward.
Well, he's the sole frag so far for NAVI and the pistol still. But it's a big reposition. MOUZ had passively just sat back for a second, but they also just get a little curious out towards middle. They don't see anything, and they don't want to stick around either. We've got a very split defense.
There's a huge gap here because they've just abandoned a really important line.
The timing.
The moment that bit crosses it, he becomes a dangerous lurk. Oh.
Xertion, though, well-timed peek into Cave, gonna drop the bomb. You know where this is going, but they still don't know about Bit. And this deep position's good for one, but he heard both players sprinting. And so Torzi able to get another one back. 3 kills so far with that USP. Ima in for the bomb plant. No way he pulls out a clutch in round 1. Despite this maybe being his house, it is MOUZ with the CT pistol kickoff.
It's a quick peek from inside of Cave to make up for the fact that they dropped their line on Donut. Those are the little details that make MOUZ so good. They cover that option, even though for me, I looked at that, it was like a 2-second gap. You know, maybe you don't even worry. Now, they still got caught off guard by the lurk, but they hadn't seen anybody on the map, so they wanted to make sure they had some information. Great coverage to kick off the map from MOUZ.
Wonderful's Desert Eagle tasked with any kind of upsets here for round 2, but a good chance for MOUZ to maybe just cool their nerves. It's one thing to walk into an arena where you're maybe not the favorites. It's another one to hear your opponent's names chanted while you're doing your walkout.
Yeah.
You know, a little mental warfare to kick off this series. Obviously, you know you're going to have to be the villains in this head-to-head. And yet that still applies to the bigger picture with MOUZ as of late, right? Never the fan favorites, and yet still capable of playing playoffs-worthy Counter-Strike, at least to get to those playoffs. It's about tapping back into that. And every time they make it here into top 8, we have to have this same damn conversation. Well, eventually I think they're going to find that mantra, right? That self-belief. You just need that one big breakthrough. And I think defeating NAVI in a way is going to make them feel like badasses if they can do it with the crowd against them as well. So here we are at 45 seconds, round 2. Deagle about to hit this site, really just banking on Torzi, not whiffing with any sort of a spray. And he knows better than to overstay his welcome. Peels back into the sidearm, into the support really. Bomb plant? Hey, that's money. Not bad for NAVI, considering that you had Torzi right there to stop it. So they just squeeze a little more value out of this one.
Unlike a couple of other stories like the one we just saw in the last quarters for MOUZ, they get to playoffs, they maybe win a game or 2. It doesn't often, though, feel like they lose because they got nervous. It more so feels like they got outclassed a little bit. They go up against one of their biggest rivals who just have more superstars than they do, and they just get beaten sort of honestly. And that's the interesting thing about the way that MOUZ fit into playoffs. A team that is always scary, and not a team that we expect to straight up choke a game like this.
Right.
They also are used to being a team that's not cheered for in the arena. That could harden you up if you have the right attitude.
Time to come at it with rifles. And in through that Molotov is MongolZ, down to 13 health.
What a find.
Gets dropped by Jimmy. Ima's actually the one there with the kill, so good support But at the same time, get Ened dropped right thereafter. Man advantage barely held on to as Torchi's taken down to 13 health. Little pressure here inside of the cave. Alexi really wanted in with something, but Brolin's not going to offer over space for free. Keeps an eye on that smoke and then peels back, making sure that he can keep himself alive here. Jimmy goes for the jump spot red room, then decides to disengage. He's got a lot of responsibility between middle and A site right now.
This one's not going to get spotted right away. Oh, that's a great kill from BT, and a second. That's number 2.
No escape. Oh, SMG comes down to try to reclaim this, but you know now BT's gonna have support, of course. NAVI coming over to try to make something off of this. And so Brolin tasked with just about the same responsibility as Jimmy, who is still sitting over on the opposite side because they don't know, right? Huge gap in middle since the start of this round, really. For all Jimmy knows, he's getting flanked. And so Brolin peels back away, gives that space back over to NAVI, and they will find a real chance to put footwork on this bomb site, but Brolin could still interrupt it. Neither player watches. Wonderful speed from back. Felt like right before Brolin was about to try to make some kind of move. So NAVI in their first gun round, it's a hard-fought man advantage and a bomb plant over on B.
They get into that moment where it's all about timings, and that's sometimes where NAVI are the most reliable. They know how to make you make the awkward move, to peek at just the wrong second, when 1 second ago would have been fine. So a quick response here for NAVI, a great 2 kills from BT, and if we're talking about players who could save the day that aren't Ima, BT is definitely the guy on NAVI who has been putting up a lot of his better individual moments, a lot more clutches. The clutches that we saw when it was year 1 BT on NAVI, a lot of 1v1s, and we were even talking about 1v3s, 1v2s that we can remember. That's a win con for NAVI. And so they waste no time.
Immediately back into the mid play for MongolZ. It's going to be a challenge all day long, but one that he's happy to take, and one that this round he picks up victoriously. Beautiful over that red ledge. A third, perhaps, as a back is turned to him. Brolin doesn't feel like he'll get away from this for free. They send in some utility, and it's actually Spinks from within this corner. The old 1-2 switcheroo here for MOUZ to bring this back by 1.
You won't get chased. They've got the bomb outside of A at the moment. Jimmy, he's always so acutely aware of what's happening. He also recognizes, his team recognizes, they need to help him out in a different way. They're going to go for this push down the ramp.
Looking not to get caught by BT yet again, and they will find it free for the taking. Spinks catching a glimpse.
The moment MongolZ turns around, he should be dead. He's so low on health.
9 HP. Jimmy takes his position inside of Donut. That's going to forfeit the bomb site over. They don't go for an immediate plant. They're coming to clear this. Jimmy turns back and finds the duel, but wasn't really, I don't think, visualizing that happening. So kind of caught off guard ever so slightly.
They moved so far up into the site. We had that lurk. Just got killed out of MongolZ. The information came just a touch too late, and that worked out beautifully for NAVI.
I like that they decide to, not immediately go for a bomb plant there, because obviously a bomb plant attempt in the middle of that's going to put Jimmy on high alert. And even though Jimmy was considering it, it just didn't seem like he really visualized it fully. So NAVI, slow burn, creep and crawl in through that A bomb site, and we've got a tied game early days here for NAVI's pick.
Yeah, I mean, with a shrewd anchor like Jimmy, you have to make sure you just give him the least amount of information possible. That's the best way to kill him, because he almost always gets his. But here, no trade required. He goes down in Donut. NAVI win this round with 3 alive.
And I think NAVI will be relieved that MongolZ was able to get out mid that round. He's got such a difficult job all the time. I feel like all week long we've been watching this guy get bombarded by utility, trying to take over Banana, bombarded by utility, trying to swing out mid. And even in that first attempt, he gets stuffed in the pistol. So now, gun round in, converts it. We get this half-ass SMG swing, but it still works. Oh, there it is! Coming back through with a double kill of his own. Alexi's got the cover for his Romanian teammate. And Alexi B keeping pressure on Caves, really gonna limit MOUZ's options now.
Uh-oh, that's the last of your money, MOUZ. It would have to be a tragedy to strike in this situation for Navi. They've got a very big advantage. 2 players up. Oh, Corsi gets shot at. And they should actually know that both players are here now. That cave was smoked. Ooh, but this is happening a bit too far away to actually draw the reaction they're looking for.
Oh, so that's what you get instead. MOUZ walk it down, both sides of that attempted execute, just waiting behind the smoke grenades. An alternative option to the A-bomb site being carved out by Alexi B, but it is MOUZ that just stand their ground instead.
Alexi has to go for this. He's got lots of time left over.
Trying to figure it out, but the fire in front of him is going to then take some of that time off of the clock.
There is a moment, though, where you can isolate a fight. He knows he's got one on the ramp. He's going to look for timing spams. Alexi looking for the kill, but Spinks wins that. That's 3 in the round for Spinks.
Rock solid hold from inside of Cave. Not the first time we've seen him catch them with that same corner. Previously being rope-a-doped in by Brolin's departure. We had it in that head-to-head interview on the tip of the sage. Spinks said, "I hope they'll be quiet today." He is the first to silence Navi in an advantageous position. This 4 versus 2 was looking like a golden moment for Navi to not only pull away with a lead, but then from that point on, have money in question for the MOUZ camp.
And he was in the midst of a recoil reset when he got that second kill, too. Brutal way to lose a round after that start.
First mistake made. Round 5, remember it. Gives a chance for MOUZ to make sure they still have rifles to go up against those of Navi. It was majority alive in the round previous, so Navi's still able to afford, but clearly here with limitations. What a different world we would have been in if that 2v4 doesn't come through. Jimmy here hurt early, tries to get out of that cutout, doesn't really want to stick around in case there's more utility to come his way. And Alexi once more taking up a lot of responsibility here on lane.
Navi doing a lot, focusing on mid a lot in these early rounds. Yeah, Jim Fat fell back, was worried. One more trailing AG grenade and his day is ruined. So they'll put themselves in a really reserved position.
Walking it up as a pack. AK finds contact, but it's still Navi to come out better for only a moment. Spinks wasn't too far away. Another critical juncture in a round here for Spinks, and that was bomb dropped out in middle as well, so you know damn well Navi have to come and fight for it. But you can see the way Spinks concerned about his flank. Once again, Navi could be anywhere as far as MOUZ are concerned, so they will remain active. And by pushing down that ramp, they get the contact. Now it's going to be Spinks to look for the bomb again. But it's being picked up, and this confirms both bodies for Navi out middle at the moment.
If it would have ran over a smoke right here, Molly comes out first. This stops the rotation. He can smoke on top of it and plant the bomb.
Feels like he's found safety. Brolin's going to flash Spinks through, though. Coverage comes up short. Spinks goes big yet again.
Oh, another miracle from Spinks. A 2K win they desperately needed it. One trade in these last 2 rounds on Spinks, and it's a T-favored situation. He'll deny them again. Best part about this round now for Navi is the bomb plant. But I don't think we're gonna see a buy.
Felt like they had the right trades to keep it going, but Spinks is sharp so far.
Are you guys impressed by Spinks?
Pistols to try to puncture through. Dershan's fine with that. He'll take a bit of damage, supported by Jimmy. Ooh, but it's Alexi's Glock to the back that made it interesting for only about half a second. Quick slaughter as far as MOUZ are concerned, and Xerxin even able to survive that push early. So 5-2 up for MOUZ off the back of that one. And again, remember round 5. Oh, what could have been the 2v4 that has now allowed MOUZ to pull ahead with 3 rounds the difference.
It's even the last round, and it's a 5-2, but again, Navi made 2 of those last 3 rounds very competitive. I know they're still focused on making a good mark on this half. Round 8, another bye comes in.
Couple Molly onto the lane, faster one here for Navi. Didn't see Spink seemingly, but for Bit to be able to take him down means good for Navi because he won't have that late round impact. And Bit continues on the fadeaway to find yet another. All while there's this slow play out into the A site, but Ima maybe rushes that, gets ahead of his teammates. And so MongolZ's got a slow burn, looking to maybe actually join forces with what will be that bomb carrier.
Yeah, they still got decent control. Jimmy might get peeked, and he doesn't go down right away.
Wonderful's got that trade at least here for Navi. We go back 2v2, another duel picked up. It's Bit's turn to find a multi-frag impact moment. And so Torji given a clutch and still just chasing ghosts towards that A site because Navi yet again in one of these rounds with a minute on the clock are nowhere to be found. But just because they're not on A doesn't mean Torji won't hunt these guys down.
Their only sin at this point would be playing it a little bit too carefully. Torji's the one who has an op. He needs them to make a mistake, and they're not looking to cross his scope.
And he's not really looking to make a move too brazen out towards middle because he could have tried to catch a timing on the climb up. Doesn't. That op will be tucked safely into his back pocket.
And it's at this point we have officially got a good game. MOUZ have won some really hard situations. Jimpat getting 2 kills there was pretty miraculous. That long-range spray to start, the reaction kill into Donut as well, and yet Navi still pull the round win out. Look at Bit go with another multi-kill.
Yeah, that's what you were looking for, right? An individual moment from somebody over on Navi. Well, for the most part, they've been quiet. This is that big impact hit from Bit. And it starts off with the double entry into the B bomb site. 2 separated 1v1s. They want this Torzi off. Bit gunning for the quad now as he tries to chase down the Hungarian sniper, who is fine to go into the next one with the big green. So
they'll have to game plan around the existence of this op, but they also know that MOUZ have enough money they could have rebought it anyways. Navi will still have some work to do to make an anti-eco happen. And in fact, with the casualties, they're on 3 Galils.
Bit sketchy, isn't it? Win a round.
It is. I'll say the way that they're playing it, it might not matter that they don't have an op, and also with the mid control that takes place, you could win off of SMGs. It really comes down to your flash timings more than anything else. They have caught that latest flash, as I like to call it, when taking mid, and that's the really important part about stopping the CTs from pushing down. The question for me is, are MOUZ going to come full strength into mid and fight them? They are.
Yes, sir. Here to try to hold them back.
Ooh, the late flash.
Nate dunked on. Yeah, perfect call. Flashbang comes out, blinds them, and Email chucks out another one. Then you get that cave response, because every time MOUZ fight, tooth and nail for these ones. There's always an additional layer here with MOUZ. It's fisticuffs so far. And so that fallback allowed, as yet again MOUZ will be split across this map, and Navi goes silent in the meantime.
Every time you can bring it to a 2-on-2, it's the CTs who are going to be scared. You see, they're worlds apart right now. They're the ones who are going to be pushing slowly, hoping for a timing, where Navi have the advantage of grouping up.
Is there a world where Spinks gets away with this exact same angle again?
I think he might actually, his incentive, I think, will be to stay here and stop a cave cross. If he wants to take a peek out to the ramp, he could do that, but he also knows that they have a chance if he stays alive, even if the bomb gets planted. And if they walk up here, besides him going for a spam, there won't be a real way for them to stop this plan.
Yet again, not announcing it with util. Check him out, though. Spinks starts to get active.
Yeah, now Navi, are they going to overthink?
Right? Thinking about this, going deep, making sure, because they have this inkling that somebody's on the bomb site. And sure enough, they're not wrong about it. Spinks about to strike with perfect timing. Again, Spinks is the undoer of Navi in these moments.
Man, so many multi-kills here from Spinks. Almost always by himself, by the way. He's getting trades that he shouldn't get. He's completely shifted the outcome of 3 rounds. And it's another bout of successful mid-control again. Cave overall has been a very valuable position in this match so far for MOUZ.
Back to the pistols, back to the drawing board, back into a test towards Cave. Xertion banks it off the backboard. 12 and 6 as Xertion make it 13 now as well, right? We can talk about the Spinks big individual impact moments, but quietly, Xertion is topping the charts. And as you'd anticipate here versus Pistols, it is MOUZ just cleaning up frags as they trickle into them one after another, one by one. This T-side getting nullified.
Xertion and Krakow was talking about how he's focused on being serious about winning and nothing else. Last year reference, getting burnt out, having crowds against him, but trying not to focus on that.
Ooh.
And, well, 1 kill here, bomb awkwardly on the other side of a Molotov. Wonderful, however. He's got
surely
one
not.
Ooh.
Yeah, Torsi confident out there in the open is gonna say enough's enough. Keep 2 alive here for MOUZ, but it's still that 4-round lead secured.
Deaths in a lost round is, it can still be impactful, but we're nearing the end of the half now. You could actually make the argument early and mid-round, it's Navi who have had more control, more kills.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's really MOUZ that have had to save themselves over and over again, and they have.
I mean, in the last 6 rounds, it's 5 of them to come up MOUZ. 4 of those 5 rounds, you're looking at 3 deaths on the side of MOUZ, and usually it feels for at least a moment that Navi have footing in each and every one of these, but it's those late round moments right now that are just eluding Navi. And those are the moments that are valuable because they're worth round wins. MOUZ are going to be very comfortable, very confident with what they've achieved so far.
Welcome to the big leagues. The scoreline might look daunting, but I think there's still a lot of game left in Navi from the way they've started a lot of these situations. I think Blade will be quite happy with the game plan and disappointed a bit with the micro.
Blade uses that second timeout coming into this round. We'll see if they're able to convert anything off it. Roland testing the smokes again. It is him through the cave.
Massive.
When at times Navi are looking towards red room, towards the top of middle to get that first duel, at times it's Jimmy or Xertion tucked into the corners. And now with Cave just having a chance to extend, it blindsides Navi. Torsi clipping Emat on his climb up.
And this is the best start so far from MOUZ. Totally dominating in mid, showing us again what they can do with Cave. Not everybody is pushing Cave these days. Like, it's kind of fallen out of meta to take a lot of the fights there. There has been a lot of mid action, but there's less spams, less defaulting where it's a Cave guy versus a guy lurking outside of it. But Navi have been extremely liberal with all of their peaks. They have not been shy about peeking out. Or MOUZ, excuse me, not shy at all.
Yeah, as we get another instance of it over and over again. Navi not even given real room to wiggle up this ramp. Wonderful's got a valiant 1v5 effort ahead of him. Bit of utility to try to pull off the miracle, but it's not going to happen. MOUZ remain well tethered. MOUZ remain hyper-focused on just dominating the CT side. Gunning for a 9-round CT half on Navi's map pick.
So again, I mean, Navi on this map, I don't think they're afraid to play either side. It's more so about the fact that their history with MOUZ has been spotty, the fact that they could have had far more rounds in this one half, and if they had one or two more crucial situations, they could have had anti-ecos on the other side of it. So the volume of rounds isn't there for Navi. If they end with 4, I think they'll still keep hope alive.
It'll be a tough go of it with limited guns again. Low health off the charge here from Emat. That early 2K hasn't been seen since, and down with nothing again as Brolin through the cave just continues to rack up frags and continues to shove Navi deeper into this trench of thought that you have been stuffed. You had your opportunities, you squandered them. That 4 versus 2 in round 5 set a tone that Navi have tried to fight back from, but unsuccessful for the most part. 1 round win since that moment happened.
It is time to take a risk here, but...
Deagle chases through the red room. That'll catch Sershin off. But MongolZ's been so limited throughout this attack. 7th frag right then and there. Second chance at Spinks. He knows these players were side by side. He saw them jumbled up and trading grenades. Now the Temple challenge misses. And it's good damage onto Dorji as well. You'd think never, but at the same time, you've got this walk up into the B-bomb site. Navi have to fight for everything they can. And Brolin's here to rip your hopes from your hands. Denied as Wonderful comes in from the back of that site. We talk about MongolZ's impact on Ancient, and we had to wait an entire half to truly feel it. A triple D kill, and now a Jimmy clutch that will be put on ice. Navi's lifeline comes together in round 12. Just like that, a match is struck here in the BT Arena.
It was a difference between a tragedy and some form of success. They get around they're not supposed to finally. That has been the story of MOUZ all game long. Such a big moment for MongolZ. We know he tries to go for mid lurks constantly.
Not a bad backdrop for a little Counter-Strike on a Friday afternoon. And one that's hopefully, for Navi's sake, weaponizing the motivation.
Is anyone drunk yet?
Very responsible.
It is the weekend.
I'm surprised for a university town.
Yeah. Well, if Navi make this comeback, it'll have to be studied. They've got a CT side ahead of them, but they end the last one on a good note.
Fast charge, that's what's happening. MOUZ are just looking to set a tempo. It's their turn to the attack. Dual Berettas of Wonderfuls regain visions and back turn to him. Yeah, shut down inside of the B site. It is total stoppage. And Navi with a chance to let loose a little, but again, no strangers to tragedy in some of these rounds already. And there's nothing more tragic than giving this crowd hope only to lose in the next round. This was very simplified by MOUZ thinking they could just charge up straight into the B play. And for a moment when Wonderful was blind, I thought, yeah, maybe they find their space. But he regains vision and puts a stop to the wave.
3-round gap now. The investment comes through from MOUZ despite no plan. And Navi expected this. They've only got 1 MP9. They've really invested a lot. It's going to be low on grenades, sun's out, guns out here with these M4s.
But honestly, the Tech 9's already given a bit of space, right? You've at least sunk a tooth into some cave control.
Well, if it is going to be the B play and Navi allow them to take all this space, they've still got 4 here waiting. It really comes down to if they believe in the stack or not.
It's just smoke grenades out. Obviously, sometimes can completely cool off an attack. At other times, it kind of catches you awkwardly with timing. Alexi won't waste an extra second. Presses the MP9 against that smoke and finds first blood. Second kill comes with it. 3 Tech 9. He jumps up and over the third and taps him out of the round. We praised Brolin for his ability to hold back that cave. Well, now Alexi B is going to put them in his back pocket as he hangs on, versus the force buy, and cuts into that lead quick as can be.
Getting them to run through smoke, shutting them down before they get in. No good trades here for MOUZ to speak of. And just like that, they are cutting down the lead. And with that investment comes an even easier round. How are MOUZ going to find a plant?
3 for 3 back to the B bomb site out the gate. Navi's pieces out middle, giving a lot of free space, and Bit just giving it a jump spot. Deny this plant, keep a bunch of bodies up, and Navi's suddenly going to feel like they are right back in this endeavor. You could chalk up the first half.
It goes back to the first half. Game plan from Blade was actually really good. It was mostly about the trades that they couldn't get. But so far we've seen even on CT's side, they know what MOUZ are going to go for. It's been a repetition into the B site, and Navi have been consistently ready here with multiple players. Now, they're holding this cutout spot, which I love, where MongolZ plays.
Clean.
Can't be scared to play for a little bit of information, even if the other team has nothing. They're trying to slow him down and bleed the clock out. And as long as MongolZ is here, it doesn't matter about the late round rotation back to Donut. In fact, this is a crossfire.
Give it a little support, chance for Emed to maybe redawn his confidence. A 5-11 scoreline, not what he was hoping for when he rolled out of bed today with crowd advantage. So MongolZ gonna put a quick end to it, and that is exactly what we were talking about with Navi. This is 3 rounds in a row with 0 kills for MOUZ. That's a ton of cash in the coffers of the CT side.
0 kills.
0 kills.
Ooh.
And so it starts to feel real. But false hope is a cruel mistress. First gun round comes through by MOUZ. And let's see how hard they can fight to keep this lead.
Now we finally have a change up here for MOUZ. They're looking to lean towards the other side of the map. And this will be a first test for Navi, who have given a lot of love over to B. Are they going to finally be suspicious that this is the time an A play happens? Emo will be the first mover.
He's moving sluggishly still because, again, from the bottom of the scoreboard.
This comes down to MongolZ. How close to the top of Donut will he get?
He takes the peek onto the signpost and dies. Both defenders die. Just like that, MOUZ given a chance to find kills, and then Wonderful with the Hail Mary attempt out through the smoke, utterly denied this round. MOUZ find gun rounds, and it is success instantly.
Yeah, this is really intriguing for me. This makes me wonder what happens next. I mean, Navi were in a spot where they could have closely got those kills, but when you see a vacant A site, we have no op playing in Temple, it is the perfect time to hit it. And now, unlike in these previous rounds where we had MOUZ get no kills, now they get all of them. Alexi's only got this FAMAS left over. Lonely over here in the back of CT. So what do you do now if you're Navi? You kind of have the B site locked down, but it's contingent on stacking it. And if you're MOUZ, do you copy and paste? Do you assume that Navi are going to go for a B stack again and ignore the fact that you did just try to take A once? This is where it becomes a game of rock, paper, scissors.
See just how much Navi decide to bite down on the need to maybe better defend that A site. Reality is, you've got MOUZ right back on the doorstep of B. And Navi haven't really pulled anything away from that usual start. We still got Alexi looking for an early duel here, right on the corner. As Sershin nears him, he will cut that down on the fallback with a second. And then again, this double up inside of Cave. It dawned a lot of success for MOUZ on their CT side, and Navi are able to tap into it in the 5th round of their defense. Torzi has been able to surpass that. Listen, we can sit here all day and cheer for Navi, but they need to be able to close these advantageous positions. It is something they struggled to do in the first 12.
I feel confident calling this one done, surely. With the way that they set up again, it shows you they're totally in tune with Navi's ideas, or with MOUZ's ideas here. It's another B play. Navi do not get scared about the fact, they do not fall for the conditioning attempt from MOUZ to show how vulnerable that A site was. They believed it was going to be a B default. Once again, they're correct. They win in the same way that MOUZ won in their first half, which was the cave plays. Alexi putting up 2 kills. And because MOUZ had kept so many players alive last round, they know if they save these guns, they will have a chance to buy again. It's a little late to be coming into mid, so you have to wonder what the idea is. Yeah, it's just to keep their attention.
Right,
so
yeah. Maybe keep them off their backs as well, right? Make sure that nobody comes hunting. If there's any threat that they could still play through Donut, yeah, no one's gonna come check your spawn. So MOUZ just trying to ensure that they move these 2 guns into the next one. But this is a total shutdown by Alexi B.
It also encapsulates what's happened in both halves of the map. It's whoever is playing CT side cave. It has the most important position on the map because of the amount of action they're getting. A timeout's going to be called now for MOUZ.
What's been nice to see, though, is that even though it's success from the same position, it's also success off of confident moves, right? That's not Alexi just sitting in a corner, setting up a crossfire with somebody else. That's Alexi really prodding to the absolute limit of cave. You know, 1 step too far, there's 3 players there, and you'd think Alexi's done for.
But also too passive, and they set up the double swing, they get that
yes, kill. Sir. So right now, so far, Navi proving that they can find that same sweet spot that Brolin and MOUZ were able to back in the first 12 rounds. 1 round away from tying this game up. And Navi know themselves how tough it was to stomach these 1 round.
Well, I mean, at this point, 3 first rounds in this half with no deaths. Even though they lose this 1 round pretty one-sided, they have so much left over after that loss. Navi are in the money right now.
But for the time being, so are MOUZ. Roland still hunting. Yeah, finds that climb up from MongolZ. Alexi B giving a little space over this time, not really pressuring that smoke, and Brolin finds just enough of vision around the side of it to get a man advantage established here for MOUZ.
MOUZ really have the incentive to try to grind this one out slowly. They need to make sure they keep players alive. They need to make a default win happen so they can take out. Oh my goodness. And that is the kind of cave play that we aren't really getting lately. Those spams have sort of fallen out of favor. Alexi says, I can still identify the exceptions.
Perfect time to sprinkle it in, and you'd think some teams would just fall away from that, but seemingly Navi want a little more. Oh, and by stepping into that crosshair, Jimmy's gonna punish. Pressure falls onto Wonderful, and he rattles that off. They know exactly what they're up against. It's a quick reposition here from Wonderful to try to get another chance, and he will do exactly that. Strikes Spinks down. Alternates between these 2 lanes yet again at 30 seconds. But the flashbangs continue to pressure him, and it opens up that door for the cross. Wallbang attempt for Alexi yet again, but no kill off of this one. And so Wonderful retains control of lane, waiting for this piece of support to now be right alongside him. Jimmy's got another chance, but he flubs that one. And so pressure onto Torji, and he'll hit his headshot. It's low health here for Wonderful. It's Alexi trying to fight his way out from that cave, and still Wonderful finds one. Torji cuts it down, locked into the corner. It's a slow squeeze, but Navi have taken this to the tie game 9-all.
Shout out to the leader of Navi for a big game as an individual fragger. He could hear how low on ammo that last fight was. And he doesn't mess it up. Now, very small thing, but Wonderful. When he threw his fallback flashbang after taking his first shot, he did fully blind 3 people, made the rotate around to short. That set up a timing for a good peak. Expensive rounds, again, not a problem here for Navi. They've still got cash left over.
Ooh, dangerous game bit. They're going to close the distance. MOUZ see that as enough of an opening. Draws back the cave player. Alexi steps up to the bat again. And it's Wonderful to come through. Then the off returns the favor back from Torzi. Little bit of vision over towards the long side. Double walk up here on short. Torzi continues to tear through. But it's a good push here from MongolZ into the cover of the site. Jimmy dealt with nothing. And Navi now lead. Navi get 10 rounds first. And these rounds electric. A lot of moments where somebody has to step up. A lot of moments where you have a decision to either make a play or fade back into the shadows. And right now, Navi want this spotlight. And right now, MOUZ can't handle this smoke. MongolZ could have shelled up, but he decides to go big and swing and take control of the situation, take control of the economy, take control of this game.
And it feels like two names you never really talk about together. Wonderful and Alexi B have been pairing their frags on almost every single hold. Look at how much, in terms of stepping up, like you say, Wonderful has done here on the op. That first half was consistently too expensive to really ever see him get the gun.
This continuous lean back within the defense too, right? They've been finding a lot of value from the lanes. Putting a smoke in front of the ramp. If MOUZ decide to try to pop through this, you've still got Alexi on both sides. Him and Bit looking to tether yet again, testing the side of the smoke. It's free real estate taken over by MOUZ. It's a second frag. Each of your defenders may have stepped up for one each. But now he has chance, maybe. In a round where he should have an advantage. Tech9's gonna blindside MongolZ. Didn't anticipate the corner.
Whoa, 3 inside the cave.
Missed utility too, right? Or never mind, trying to clear back sight just to guarantee that nobody's actually back there. This is a rambunctious move here from MOUZ. They wrap back down to the base of the ramp. Imez in the middle of it all. A lot to be desired on some of these moments. He's gonna tap that bomb and try to fluster them, but goes down with nothing. And so MOUZ's rebuttal comes through with Tech9s. They tear through the bomb site they previously just couldn't chew through.
And you know they're excited about that because this half has not gone well. They needed some kind of win in this way. Again, it doesn't really put a dent in the overall economy of Navi, so mentally, they shouldn't think about it too much. But they know this is the freest route to victory. But with Navi, it's never free.
It's another round, though, Launders, you can point at and say, oh, you should have won that. You should have won that. How many times are we looking at it, you know, an advantage in guns or in numbers or in map control that just keeps slipping through your hands? Definitely. And how many times can that happen in a 10-10 game before it fully costs you?
Well, the first thing I'm telling Navi in this moment is you're losing an eco. You look at the rounds that you won in this half already. MOUZ have not proved anything except for 1A rush and 1 Tech9 round. They haven't won a full rifle towards B. They still have some proving to do. And Torzy is always the guy to try to get them fired up.
It'll be him specifically to try to get this round rolling. They open the smoke a couple times. We get this front cave push. No, not occupying it out of the gate, then sending somebody seconds later. Alexi B has gotten a lot of value so far from these positions, but this round is different. In the 21st, he's the first to fall.
And that kill takes a lot of wind out of mid. They have to back up a little bit. There's a lot of pressure on Navi to make something happen now, but where do they find an opening?
Wonderful's passive. But how passive can Navi be without letting MOUZ get too much for free? Goes back onto this line, utility soaring beyond him. He knows he's playing in front of this. Wonderful knows that there's an opportunity at hand right here, right now, but he's missed the chance to fully chase them.
That's interesting, though, because he's gonna see nothing. They're a little bit lacking outside of B.
Bit?
Whoa. Oh, there's info.
Yeah, caught a glimpse of that.
However, Imma's the one rotating over towards A. They have the right idea.
They're keeping options open.
They don't believe it.
You see one person lurking outside of the cave.
The reads are here for Navi.
You've given a lot of space. It's A main again as MOUZ get ever closer.
This is the key spot.
Last time they found Navi unprepared to defend this bomb site. Cave player goes down.
One rotation back. Does Wonderful hold his ground?
He's got to. He's got to land this shot. He will. That's an easy fade back. It's an established 4v3. The chance for MongolZ to peek out, peel one off, and Emed through that smoke gets his. No answer out of MOUZ.
I don't know how they read it, but they read it well.
Just seeing his shoulder go into cave. They don't fully bite down on it. In fact, it's the opposite. And they get ahead of what was going to be a heavy A-site commitment.
That was massively impressive out of Navi. They read that map beautifully off the back of attack pause. We go into another one. But I think Blade's got the edge over Cyclone right now. Even in that first half, most of the rounds, Navi the ones set up with an advantage, had the right read on what site was going to be taken. The same is happening now in half number 2. It's a one-round game, but I honestly think Navi are actually the clearly better team at this point. But now, the rubber's meeting the road where the trades are also coming with the good setups.
Pressure to maintain that Torzy can't get out here. He's going to be given another chance, though. They keep popping this open, MOUZ, and as they do, it's going to cost him.
You can't miss shots right now.
He's going to be able to find first blood. Alexi B yet again remaining adamant about not allowing you through this smoke. And there's a world where you could have just shelled up, fallen back into the cover, but instead MongolZ wants to make MOUZ work.
And what's MongolZ's next? Oh my goodness.
Why not, right? Just keep that pressure up.
That's
play
why.
the odds, find the chances, take the 5v3.
We saw a little desperation in the peak there from MOUZ to get one back inside of Cave. Navi had MongolZ jump up to double up outside of Cave. They knew that MOUZ were going to stick around.
Now you've got the huge advantage in this 5 versus 3 that you can just play all options. Starting to get a bit of donut presence here for Navi as well as they sense mid play off that smoke.
Oh, this round is going to get late quickly for MOUZ if they don't make a move.
Zertian is freed up to come and join them.
Problem is they can't get that rotate over from the A side at this point. They've got to hope that there's a failure to trade here.
We've seen good things come out of MOUZ when they blanket this bomb site with smoke, and they're going to do that again. This is how those Tech 9s were able to get through the defenders. Will the corner be cleared? Alexi B into it, is able to hold back Zertian. It's all in on ramp now for MOUZ, and Brolin's going to make it happen with the Galil. At least a little more still to fight for. He will connect the double. A 2 versus 5, 2 kills into it, make it a third!
Oh!
MOUZ are in the middle of a robbery! And as Brolin finds the upgrade, now you have separated what remains of Navi.
Now you have Emma making the big rotation around. They will identify Cave as the problem.
This moment tense, because it means a lot for Navi.
This one could get diffused right in the open.
Opposite side of pillar.
They're going to hold this.
He's going to jump on top of it, and MOUZ are going to have to come running out.
They can't do anything.
They need to run it down, and they don't.
Oh!
Navi take their 12th on the brink of another heartbreak.
It's Emma deciding not to go Cave and to go long. A robbery in broad daylight.
This guy may be 7-15, but by God, he just gave him that 12th round.
That's winning with your brain. They said have as many kills as you want.
He's looking like an anchor in the frag department, but an anchor is what you need to just sit on top of bomb.
Ooh, the bomb plant opposite side of the pillar to avoid getting spammed. And then they double up in Cave. They've done that a couple of times now, MOUZ. Turtling has not paid off.
Still coming back into it, though, with all the hardware they could hope for. Frag grenade's going to soften up MongolZ. That's a deep throw as well from lane in a round where we don't get as much of an extension out by Alexi. MongolZ picks up that mantle instead.
He's also showing them that they have full control. It makes it hard for MOUZ to go for a move right away. Bomb's not getting collected for the moment. MOUZ desperately just want to make it a 5v4 first. They can't do that right now.
They just need to hold their nerve. That's what they look to be doing here in a minute. Setting themselves up in the aura of silence for that, and it's a missed opportunity.
It's late to get a chance at that frag. We go past a minute, and because there's no op over here, we've got to push.
Util lets them know that Zertian's out here. He keeps that first kill clean. Insta headshot. Imez able to get that trade back. Here it comes. It's a flurry out of MOUZ to try to take down the B site. They get jumbled up, and Bit has gone ahead to cue this up. It's half health though. Very winnable clutch. Cover for Torzy, and nobody rushes him down. Look at those health bars. Torzy now hears them coming, and he'll only find the one. 4 rounds. 4 rounds in a first half, and still Navi fight through in the face of a challenge out of MOUZ, a team they've not beat since 2024. They strike first. this series, with how often we've seen Navi struggle up against MOUZ, and this map being so good on MOUZ, I just want to hear one time, Cluj, do you believe?
What a layup.
Ime said that they needed a sixth man, that was what was going to make the difference, and Cluj did roar in that first map. But I think Ancient may give you more to be cheering about, because this will be more difficult. MOUZ are no slouches on Inferno. And I felt this room when it got silent. My anticipation is this game gets extended. MOUZ to a T side of a map they are comfortable with. Navi may have an uptick off of Ancient. Maybe they believe as well now. It was a beautiful comeback in that second half. Credit where it's due. But now it's MOUZ's chance to shine, and they will punish MongolZ on that fallback. Imez Paredes go down with nothing. Spinx is finding a quick move up through Banana into now the waiting hands of Alexi, who only gets this one. Looking like a site primed for the taking.
They've totally plowed it now. I mean, 3 players ready to hold another situation where Navi, they're right about where it's going. I mean, they're actually in a spot where Xertion's low. They don't maybe know it.
Pull back a bit.
CT's not even thinking about it. If they wanted to run at this, there was an outside chance that they could pull the win out, but no kits on these two.
You go ahead and you keep your Kevlar and you chalk it up to an inability to hang on to Banana. You know, MongolZ just wanted to run, Mo. He's not asking for too much, just wanted to get back into his bomb site. Instead, tracked down, hunted, and MOUZ gonna run with that momentum into a pistol victory. So be it that Xertion dies to the bomb. It's MOUZ with the first on Inferno.
Now, even when we look at the last map, I mean, I don't think MOUZ lost a map they were supposed to win. I think Navi were the better team and ended up winning it. So it's not something I expected before the series started. I thought if Navi won, it would be, they barely got it by. They got the clutches they needed to. But even though the scoreline was quite close, I think that's only because MOUZ were the ones who were winning rounds they weren't supposed to. This is a playoff match, and that does make a difference when you've got a team like Navi.
Fast move, not gonna waste any time here. MOUZ looking for the fast conversion, but Wonderful's gone unnoticed. He's gonna just push that smoke, and curiously drops the bomb carrier. Bit's got a little bit of room to work with, and he's gonna find that headshot. Navi trying to bounce into this with the force buy. You've got Torji preoccupied, bomb's still on the ground, and here comes MongolZ through that smoke. Spinx to make the difference here. He's going to be able to disengage, and now you've got the last guy in Alexi stuck on the wrong bomb site.
So I think they've got one gun inside of Halls. I'm not sure what he's going to try to upgrade to.
Should be that FAMAS.
Yeah, but he's really taking his time here. I think he just thought that I think the way he read it, he thought they weren't going to expect him to be here. Okay, there's that Galil. It's already become a bit late to even really try this, so a narrow escape here on this round where they have to abandon their plans on A, but MOUZ still pick it up.
Cost effective out of Navi at least. And I think, again, another moment where Wonderful and Bit both kind of freed up to make a move. It was within those CT sides as well, back on Ancient, that they kind of kept up that same thing, right? Prodding from cave, going down ramp, never shelling up. That's really been Navi's flavor so far in this series.
I wonder if we're going to get 2 interesting maps in a row out of Alexi. Now, what happened that was interesting was we had, Spinx was incredible. Xertion actually climbed up in terms of kills, but I don't really remember those frags exactly. I just looked at the scoreboard and he had tons of them. And then on the other side of things, it was Wonderful stepping up to the stage in a massive way. MongolZ got that one huge impact round. Bit's volume of kills matches his performances from the previous maps, and they didn't need Imma, really.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
he's waiting to get activated. That could be a secret weapon.
Hey, he stuck that defuse. He's got that going for him.
He did actually win that round with his mind. So.
This man held one button, but it was a round-winning hold. Still waiting to kind of get the game going. We'll see if this Galil can find much. Continue to rack up a price tag versus MOUZ, and maybe you soften them up for when the gun rounds do get going, but it's a free take of Banana. It's a free bit of damage on Alexi. He shoots one bullet around that corner, takes a shot to the helmet. He'll have to just fade back on his 35 HP. Doesn't feel like MOUZ will be deterred from following through into this B site if that is what they want.
They just saw a boost, so I don't know if it's 3. The question is really do NAVI leave the site or not? MOUZ are going to turn this one around.
Here we go, Bits pressure. Could have been the chance. That would have been a gun in the apartments. That would have been a more timid looking MOUZ once they went for brackets, knowing that the flank could be open, but instead they're just going to steamroll in through this bomb site.
And here you're going to take the Galil into the next round and not really think about it. This is well earned here from MOUZ.
Yep.
It's a rotation, but it's not desperate at all. They got enough info. They were very careful about shoulder peeking before they peeked into Banana. If they had gone for the CT smoke offhanded, without shouldering first, maybe they die to a Galil on the boost. So avoiding 2 tactics here for NAVI. That should be good enough to win an into eco.
Comes with a price tag towards the end. There you go, E-Man. Try to get the game going.
Desertion coming out of spawn.
Yeah. Trolls crawling out of their caves to make sure that they can hang on to their weapons. Wonderful. Thinking about going in there, but with this P250, love to find an upgrade. Still a chance, yeah, at these last second deaths. There could be another one right here. Oh, yep, they get it.
Oh,
Jimmy goes down, and so a little extra cost to the round, but I think MOUZ is still relieved to just get that 3-0 kickoff.
Yeah, I didn't get that last gun upgrade, but a couple's enough to be happy about that. 2K on Torzy, Zershin on 44 before this round gets out of spawn.
So the battle of the grenades begins. A lot of discussion again on the desk about MongolZ's ability and willingness to throw himself against this constant threat. Right now, he's just done a good job of dodging that util. NAVI going to try to go off the flash. MongolZ finding his, and Zershin's got the answer, +1.
That's huge.
Catching Alexi, trying to support it with that utility, and look at the health he pulls that off with. Critical 2K bounce back here for Zershin.
Yeah, the Zershin MongolZ conversation was the sort of the finisher of the entire deal of Inferno the last time they played, and it was Dust who said that you got to hope that Zershin is the one who ends up being better overall, and he was. From the T side, very good kills. And you see a kill through a smoke, that's part of the game. You're going to have to get some of those.
Walk up from Emet towards brackets with this close Jimmy setup. MOUZ departing though at the same time. They know what their target is, and they're going to hit that 3v1 on Wonderful. So
a bit of a honeypot here around Jimmy. He's happy to take these peaks out as long as he doesn't die.
Keep him busy. Keep the numbers lower towards B. They now know at worst 2 defenders here. What can Wonderful give us? First shot's clean.
And a molly.
Falls back into it, gives himself a smoke grenade to work with as well. He could buy valuable time here. But Torzy's trying to go over the top of the oranges, and that's going to whittle Wonderful down to 47 health, but still, he clips a second. It's the frag grenade that opens it up. Emet then gets vision. Bomb denied for now. Spray comes through. Torzy's second kill is big here, and he has given himself a lot of time to work with.
Yeah.
It's a desperate run up from Bit, flanking around.
So he's going to walk over a kit. He has a molly for new box if he wants to use it. Bit's going to try to play it low pro.
No nades, but the stomps. Now Torzy knows exactly what's coming at him.
He's thinking it's emo. Molly's coming now.
This is going to flush Torzy out, and Bit makes sure he will find that headshot, not waste this opportunity to get one.
That's
Wonderful on his own. Emes rotate, and that smoke getting popped open, that gives NAVI their chance to find one here in the 4th.
It's delivering on all fronts. A little more than you need from each person. And a 1v1 from Bit, that's kind of how you want to set him up every time.
So all it takes is one to believe.
That's pretty huge considering that starts off with winning Banana. Zershin 2K. Blade immediately getting involved.
Yeah, of course. It's a scary one, though, with a clutch, right? One person surviving.
It is. It's just the opportunity at hand is so great now. Now, you know, normally you wouldn't burn your timeouts on CT if you don't need to. But if they win this, it's actually MOUZ who will be broke. Need the extra time, even just to think about the buy, to make sure everyone's got the utility they need. There's no concessions. This is a utility-heavy map. It's a banana-focused map. Exertion is the man to catch. This is an interesting spot. MOUZ are trying to keep this really simple. I mean, it's NAVI who do not have vision on B, even though they're playing to the top of car, but they aren't willing to rotate just yet. Retake and utility starts to come through. They'll see nothing. This has got to be the hold. Bit from the pit.
Utility comes over top, an early warning sign. Bit's gonna need something big here. It's already boots on the ground. MOUZ have emerged. It's Emenstead with one, and Bit's gonna go down with nothing. Wonderful at least catches his. Tries to hold on to one side of the bomb site.
Nice trade.
But it's numbers strong here by MOUZ, and now MongolZ's Fom is quick to try to follow suit. That op shot rings out. And wait!
The volley death.
Alexi's got the burn in the deep depths of the corner. That is the bomb dropped. And that is Alexi's chance to come back at this. A single flash. That M4, he saw it. He knows where both players are. He knows damn well where you're standing. Alexi, Spinks over top of the smoke for the headshot. And MOUZ's fourth.
Spinks had 2 health. 1 bullet, he's dead. That's a 1v1 where you know exactly where it's planted, where that one player could be. And off the back of the attack pause, NAVI lose this round. Bit eats the flash from sitting in big pit, and this leaves things up to Chance. His job is to find a pick off on one guy jumping over the railing, then he can talk, go into some of his fallback utility, and then they can try to make something happen. But when they got into mini, and they had a guy coming out late out of halls, his 1 kill was best case situation.
Now the ramifications of a Bit clutch in round 4. NAVI back to pistols. Keeping some money in the back pockets, but also a couple tools for the job with this one. What's that MP9 really gonna get done? We got 3 NAVI players on that bomb site. No contest for Banana. And yet again, taking over apartments are MOUZ, and not doing it as well just on their own, but 2 players in there, making sure that if there are any pistols pushed up.
They're working really hard to try to draw rotations, but there's still 3 peaks. Careful these peaks.
Yeah, MongolZ kind of commits into the MP7 and Brolin will best him.
It's an interesting moment though. They block with the smoke, they still have 2 on A. They have an arch rotation spot open. MOUZ are gonna throw a bit of utility, and NAVI and the spots have been pretty good about reading exactly where MOUZ are gonna go, but right now they're forfeiting the B site. This is much better for MOUZ when you compare it to Ancient, where they really weren't tricking NAVI.
Yeah. Weren't ever really working the body, just kind of headstrong and coming up short. This time, free B bomb site out-rotated. We'll see if Ema can hang on to the gun, because Cash continues to be in question. MOUZ going up 5-1 on their T side. That's that confidence I think MOUZ will be able to tap into on a map that they have been making their home.
I don't think anybody really disappeared for MOUZ necessarily last map. Torzy did have a couple of op shots where could have wanted a bit more from him. Jimmy takes one out here in the flank. That would have been nice for the damage. Only 1 death so far this round for MOUZ.
Yeah, could have found an AK upgrade. Would have chipped away at MOUZ a little bit, but that's not the case. Ema down with nothing. Single kill for MOUZ to have to stomach, in stark contrast to the round win that NAVI have. This is 4 players alive, the most players alive so far for MOUZ. So a chance to stabilize as we're now beyond the halfway point and MOUZ comfortably 5-1.
So we have the bit clutch, which is huge. If Wonderful is going to impress us in this game, it's going to be on CT's side. That's where he'll have a few chances to op. Otherwise, it's a bit of a nightmare map for any opper. It's another advantage to the T side that you just never have to buy it. It keeps your economy really nice on the rounds you lose. So many consumables used as well. Always chipping away at your savings. And here's that wonderful op.
Yeah, really making him uncomfortable with the nades. Doesn't
Flash is good.
get allowed back in for the angle, and Brolin's going to make sure MongolZ goes down with just 1. But a missed chance here from Wonderful. Alexi wants to be the hero. Double kill's good. Maintains an advantage for Navi. Much needed moment there for Alexi B, trying to tap back into the impact he had. Only 2 rounds on the CT side of Ancient where he didn't have a kill.
So much impact throughout. And the bomb is so... What in the world? The bomb is so far away. I mean, this is a spot where they could blow this just by trying to retake too early.
Man,
Torzy,
if they think he left.
Man, Torzy.
If they think he left. He's going to walk out, sees both, and gets them.
Oh, that's huge.
Now the bomb's going to be picked up. Easy sprint over to the B site. Torzy's patience.
Whoa, this
but
is
wait,
weird.
wait. The timing's good.
Yeah, it's huge.
If he goes mid. Big if.
Well, he doesn't know what's happening, and they're also wondering if he's going to be rotating over to B.
Could still catch it.
There's still some work to do here, but bomb gets spotted, and now Imma has to act.
Torzy just rip-roaring his way up the scoreboard. 10-3 off this 2K.
MOUZ would have to blow this, but Imma has a full kit of utility.
He's working with half his health bar.
Torzy is extremely low right now.
Still smoked off. That smoke at the halfway point. He has no diffuse kit. Sure, he's got the util, but what if he puts a smoke down on CT? Or would he rather put it down on the bomb?
It would be like that cave round back on Ancient. Sometimes
T-sides have a frag in case he smokes it off, so I think instead, gotta try to pressure this. They're hanging on to those frag grenades just in case. Goes for a deep angle. Nobody giving him a thread to pull on. And so as he puts that smoke on top of the bomb, hoping maybe to just stick this, they are going to pop that open and expose him. He looks for the fight.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
The lineup, but again, no kit that entire time. So even MOUZ don't know, but this one was still a far gone attempt. MOUZ up to the 6-1 score.
That was a close call and a nice try winning off of kills, but again, no defuse really makes the difference. It's a super solid half so far from MOUZ. Every trade they're looking for, their map control's good. Torzy getting that 2K and B. That's just one thing you can't let go for Navi. Now, obviously, it's confusing for them. No plant comes in, they have the site. Why would anybody just be sitting quad waiting for this? So it's actually an error for MOUZ. But the fact that they covered their tracks and used it to their advantage speaks to how good they are.
Oh, nice shot from the pistol. Very little to work with, but
it's a big edge on Inferno.
This would really be one of MOUZ's biggest mistakes yet.
Full pulse control.
Oh, Bit trying to disengage. Yeah, he knows Torzy's got to run that over. Pit control gets taken. SMG goes down. They're still trying to escort it in, and Emes strikes. Still trying to keep that pressure up, trying to keep this round electric.
Where'd that bomb go? Down on the site. It's getting planted now. Spinks has to stop this.
They're going to keep charging up the short side. Spinks looking to give that cover, allows for Torzy, who's 12-3, to just tuck back into the corner, but now that smoke blocks them off. Spinks is only able to get his one, and it's a Torzy clutch needed. Alexi beat down, and MongolZ is able to trade out. Navi dish out MOUZ's biggest mistake yet in this series.
That was so good. Being able to separate that crossfire, put so much pressure on Spinks to multi, and for both of them to get a multi-frag, ultimately to win. Clutch moment here for Navi. One where they gain a slight tempo. If they had done that on a rifle and lost 4, next round would still be very expensive. But now they'll get the full buy they're looking for.
You know, previously...
They did spend a lot of money, though. I wonder if they were...
You know, previously we've seen Spinks and we've seen Jimmy come into those apartments together as MOUZ's attack. This time Jimmy goes in solo, and that 5-7 finds his face.
This is the best bit of leverage they could ask for, because otherwise I don't think Wonderful sees an op this round. Chance to grab a tempo here for NAVI. That's going to happen on Inferno, man. It's a very equal map, and you've got to take those on the chin sometimes. Obviously, MOUZ were not hoping for it, but they were already up 6-1. Still in the power position.
Wonderful starts to consider it. Oh, he's going to catch this.
He's found the timing, yeah.
Yeah, perfection.
Oh.
Second player's just a little preoccupied with throwing out that utility, and Wonderful timing to a T.
They still got car control as well. They're going to run at this on A.
Ima's extending outwards. He's got the gun advantage over Brolin, but we'll see if he really presses the issue in. Brolin tucked into the corner. Wonderful catches a kill.
He's still working.
Yeah, Wonderful's on it. All 3 frags so far this round are his.
He can make this a highlight right now. 2 guys in front of him.
Effectively slicing through them one after another. Quad kill for Wonderful.
Oh!
Pulls it out of the hat. Just like that, it's rounds back to back.
Wow. Full aggro here from Wonderful. Not looking for any babysitters. No one here to trade him. Every fight on his own terms. Isolated every single duel. A perfect off performance. And one that they got because they won on an eco. Wouldn't have seen that op otherwise.
And one that begins with his internal clock being perfect, right? Slicing through those first 2 front runners as the second player is playing with grenades, almost as the first terrorist is getting into that smoke to compromise Arch.
He's looking to catch Torzi, who starts off 13-5, but Torzi really hasn't even had to get on the op yet. That'll be in the second half for him.
There's been a lot of discussion about Wonderful trying to find form as this Navi roster's gone on.
And with that ace goes the money of MOUZ. Got a 1 Galil on Xerxin.
Wonderful was turning heads back at Budapest, and then with the start of 2026, we kind of questioned whether he was going to be able to tap back into it.
Well, you know how he plays at majors, and this is the Cluj major.
Yeah, for Navi it is. 3 rounds to try to rack up a tied score line. That is what Navi now have in front of them, thanks to Wonderful. It can be scary when a T-side comes knocking on the door of this B-bomb site with little to lose, and that is the state that MOUZ find themselves in right now. Solid amount of rounds, 1 rifle looking for the kill, looking for that thread, which could damn well unravel this setup. MongolZ first, he'll find his, then the Galil strikes. We've already got Wonderful's rotation over. He continues to rack up these frags now, but they will jump beyond, and they've lost their timing.
No time.
They've lost it because of the sight hold, because Wonderful takes it from them.
You're lucky to even die there. That could have been even more expensive.
3 rounds consecutive out of Navi when things were starting to feel bleak.
They got fatigued from all the choice they had, given up so much space on the map for that long, and they just couldn't make the decision to go. That was a guaranteed rotation and timing out of Wonderful. They didn't even have a CT smoke for that. That's where it gets scary mentally for MOUZ, because you see a round like that, you don't expect to win. You're looking to get a bomb plant, but they actually couldn't even do that. That's got bit bored.
Oh, sounds like Budapest in here.
guess Navi are the new face.
The utility battle on Banana, but it doesn't look like MOUZ want to sign up for that first volley.
I'm telling you, MOUZ don't put this one together, they're going to shell up a little bit. There's already a nervous-looking moment. Won't matter if it's just one.
A bomb being left in spawn once, losing out to the clock.
And then it'd be the entire comeback on this half. So time to hold. Good shot. Navi are running the old school Virtus Pro setup here. They're boosted up on porch. You do this so that you can see over top of a arch smoke or a lane smoke if it goes arch.
Spinks approaching this solo. He's got a player behind him, but him and Jimmy, Bit kind of freed up to go for that fight, but
he tried to run at that because the volley came out.
Bit will remain at the bottom of Navi's scoreboard, and MOUZ have a man advantage now.
It's pretty good information here from MOUZ. I don't know if they're going to put together the
Takes
setup.
the drop.
Navi haven't really been falling for a lot of things right now.
Wonderful's freed up.
Yeah, he's going to get more aggressive, but he misses.
He's hit everything other than that. Emet, time to be the hero. Also goes down with nothing. 3 defenders on this short side. You will never expect the 4th, but oh boy, MOUZ just tore through this bomb site with no hesitations. Every single kill comes to them swiftly.
That was real beautiful, actually, out of MOUZ. I mean, even Spinks' personal awareness to watch for getting pushed in that moment. And you needed to kill him to stop the multi. That was half the setup gone. And so it's actually, I think, Cyclone talking right before this round goes live. There is a heavy coach presence put into this match.
You know, with the setup like what Navi wanted, with the 3-player short side, the old VP stack, that really is a setup that responds to the nades, like you're saying, right? But then when Bit decides to go into Boiler, does that cost them being stuck in that setup? Because it felt to me like 3 separate 1v1s, one after another. You know, you're kind of pushed to extend. Obviously not the plan from the start. Maybe Wonderful could have brought it back, but
I think the calculation is less so if Bit dies and more so if Bit wins his frag. It's like the round is sort of done. They can take overhauls. If someone tries to refrag from middle, that guy dies. And so you've just dominated. But instead, that first player going down, they see it as, well, we're still holding on to porch. We have an extra guy here.
Well, they tried to hold on, but MOUZ weren't having any of that, were they? Insta-kill after insta-kill for the 4. So Navi's dreams of tying up this half evaporate, and so will MongolZ again. As it is MOUZ to come at Banana. You know, they've changed up their timings. One round ago, very much passive, letting those nades come out. This time, it's that sudden pounce, and it feels like MOUZ are kind of giving different flavors over to Navi so that they can't quite put their finger on it.
They make a very hasty rotation. A round 12 stack. But MOUZ wisely are walking away from it. Prescient about the rotations from Navi.
Yeah, A-site looking prime for the taking now. Xerxion's going to continue to rack up costs here. Navi down to a 3 versus 5. Even with Xerxion on such low health, he'll just bring up the rear for MOUZ. He can hold off for any potential banana flanks, and the A-site will soon be found free for the taking.
The firepower is here, man.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, Xerxion just going to put this one on ice and go 8-4 on the half. So that little bit of a resurgence from Navi, short-lived.
Yeah, could have absolutely been a comeback. But what can you say? It was a masterfully won round towards A right there on round 11. Now we've seen this scoreline back on Ancient, but it's different now. It's different now because the better team is clearly in the lead. They got the half they were looking for. They did great off of the tack pauses with Cyclone getting involved. And as we switch over, we know they're excited about it.
A round of applause for the mayor of Cluj-Napoca.
Wow. Thanks for hosting.
Not just hosting, but showing up.
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore. We've got a stacked BTarena, and it's only Friday. Maybe a much-needed pistol here for this one. Torshi's not wasting his opportunity to leave a mark on this game. 14-6 in that first half. Takes over to the CT side. So you can hold your breath for the Navi ability to close 2-0, but again, they have not been able to get a series, organization versus organization, since 2024. It's a damning head-to-head. Mirage awaits if MOUZ can push this.
Mirrored setup right now from MOUZ on this pistol. Did Xerxes miss that? Surely not.
He falls back, but he's just around the corners. Smoke comes out, you at least get that out of MOUZ, right? Burn some utility and fluster them to rotate over.
There's not a lot of utility. It's a pistol round, so it's kind of a small win here for Navi. Now, interesting. They're going to go up Arch, aren't they? Because they've still got 2 players. Oh, they're falling back out of brackets. Navi, is this a grand plan, or are they just not getting the info that they're looking for? Because there are still 3 players here ready to defend.
It's all while Berettas stay posted on the boosts. Tease around that corner with no nades other than the flash, but it finds its mark. Spinks comes out from New Box, just got gushed. Navi need this pistol, and it's a hard-fought hold from Spinks. They're going to try to chase down Brolin, and he will put them on ice. Great opportunity for MOUZ to shut down map 2 swiftly.
That's excellent headshots out of Brolin, and yeah, they don't split pistols this time.
Clean shots from Spinks, clean shots from Brolin. An effective flashbang to unravel that boosted up set of Berettas, and still the bomb site holds strong.
They just look so composed in every situation. He is just a wall sometimes. It's going to take more than a good idea to find a round win victory right here, Navi. They have almost nothing to work with.
Ooh, see you, MongolZ.
You could just see the aim elevate here for MOUZ on this map too. So much comfort.
Jimmy just had a jump scare moment, but not too much to be afraid of. Where's Ima's gun?
Not sure, actually.
Yeah. Wanted to extend in, find the upgrade.
He didn't want to bore us with an attempt on a pistol like that.
Felt like death was just an inch away, and sure enough, he rounds the corner, falls out. We go 10-4 up for MOUZ. Surely there has to be one person in here who's excited about MOUZ on 10. One guy?
I heard him like just for a second.
We'll protect you. Not an easy day to be a MOUZ fan, but hey, the Counter-Strike speaks for itself. And map 2 is a whole new beast for Navi to have to handle. Xerxes quickly down into the cutouts of Banana, finding a secured spot on this CT side, and no real contest offered his way from Navi.
You've got Pit entirely open, and you've got triple arch set up. This is, for a second, a very dangerous place to be for MOUZ. Now, they always keep moving, so I wouldn't be surprised if they re-expand here. Navi known to take their time, but even if one guy gets over, it's still a good site to go to, especially with this re-smoke starting off. This could come down to a spam fight here.
Trying to find an angle, but there's nothing here.
It's going to hold them here when he doesn't see anything. It's a 3 halls play.
MOUZ sticking around for the time being. This Brolin MP7 in the bomb site, will it be the limitation? Fast flood down, Spinks at bat finds his second, and it is clean shots out of the CTs that very quickly just push the fight into them. Alexi B can't manage anything as he tries to go over top, and MongolZ down with just his one. Rock solid defense out of MOUZ.
I'm going to use a weird word here, but it's a very lubricated defense.
Lubricated,
okay?
yes.
They're moving really nicely, even though if it looks like they're uncomfortable for a second. They don't see it. They have 2 guys tied up inside of arch. They're spotting over it. They don't see anything inside of brackets. They still have another guy moving onto the site. They end up with 4 there to defend the A. And we saw it 20 seconds before that. If Navi had just run through the halls, the site would be open. But MOUZ know exactly where to give up space to still keep the map feeling protected.
Ooh, again, early damage. You've got that prying set of eyes on Torji towards middle as well. There is no safety net, Navi. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. In the face of MOUZ's comfort here on Inferno, it's a whole other beast, and you just walk through that smoke one-on-one, trying to find a crack, looking for a chance to prevail, and it comes in late. Wonderful finding a frag in the 2 versus 5 situation as Xerxin goes big with the multi-frag. And it's going to be Torji to just continue to rack up these kills. MOUZ's 12th round comes with ease. And Navi's hopes of the 2-0 have gone up in smoke.
Yeah, and that's Torji, 18-7. Spinks continuing on from his great performance back on Ancient. Star of the show for sure for MOUZ. You know, the main reason Ancient even got close in the first place. But what a better map this has been.
Right now working with...
Wish you the best of luck. You're wonderful.
Yeah, he's got a chance at the bomb site. He's got a smoke. If he blocks off CT, then it's just Brolin, 64 health.
Yeah, he can kind of terrorize Brolin if he smokes out CT. Otherwise, it is going to be a tough crossfire. Let's see where he takes the duel.
Tries to go for it unannounced. Ooh, there we go. Still 20 health to work with. He'll smoke off the rotate.
Ooh, the deagle. My goodness.
Yeah, knows better. Swaps back to the rifle. And of course, new box position. You're never going to get that swing. Brolin waits for the teammate's flashbang, and now Wonderful pinned against the wall. Dealt with. So 2 deaths on the side of MOUZ. Winning ways continue to flow here on Inferno. A measly 4-round count for Navi.
Navi had a chance to make some kind of comeback happen in the first half, but they didn't capitalize on that opportunity. And I don't even know if it would matter at this point. There's not a round lost so far here for MOUZ. They look just as good on this half of the map as they did in the first.
Not even a bomb plant throughout these 4 rounds. Wonderful's tried to be the difference maker, but it's just too few for the rest of Navi. Safe to say Xerxin has won that fat battle in Banana that the analysts were trying to hype up.
Yeah, consistent feature. Really good play out of him, and that'll actually make a good series for him overall too, despite losing the first map. All right, it's a big comeback here, Navi. It would be very impressive to make it back to 12. We have seen a few of those at this event.
You know what we've also seen is Navi being able to kind of have a flat first half and then just totally rebound in the follow-out. They dismantled G2 with that twice in the game to qualify for playoffs, but it doesn't seem like they've got that magic in them here tonight. At least not on the second one. Torzi has been so solid throughout this map. 20-8 is the score he could end with as its man advantage secured here by MOUZ from their Opper once again. Bomb possession given over. Wonderful still with a bit of fight left in him. Takes the double kill, picks up that bomb and will run it over to the B site. But if you think it's free for the taking, you've just met your maker. Spinks locks this in.
They thought that was desperation, but it was actually because they had an extra player. 2 rotating quickly through Arch, and now it's going to be MongolZ chasing Ghosts. He's got to go get the bomb back within vision of Quad, a second player that he hasn't found yet. Both full on HP, lots of grenades to work with. Eat your heart out.
You can try to play out these 50 seconds, but the reality of this second map is that you're going up against the MOUZ that are mainstays of playoffs, and sometimes, sure, they fall short versus the top dogs. Vitality absolutely thrashes them. Yes, they've got that devil on their shoulder, whispering their shortcomings, reminders constant that MOUZ can't seem to lift trophies. But versus a Navi here on map 2, they've showed you the counter-strike they play. MOUZ will silence the BT Arena. It's a golf clap as now this game goes to a third. Mirage is where Navi will need to rebound.
So it's almost the most exciting way we could have this series end. I, like thus, can't really tell you right now who's supposed to win this game. I think we did see sort of Navi swinging for it out of their shoes back on Ancient to make sure they close that 13-10. I could very well see that happening again.
Yeah, I think I like what Maui brings up about Bit, you know, kind of tapping into the well for him to maybe bring something to the table. Always a big fan of Bit when it comes to playing Palace. Bit always trying to leave a mark on that A bomb site. We'll see what it comes down to because it's a T side from Navi to kick this off. One map between them and the semis, and MOUZ stand in their way on the defense.
Both these teams have their T-side struggles. MOUZ a little bit more than NAVI. So when you think about MOUZ having more success recently, you know they're looking for that 8-4 half again.
It's the fresh start that NAVI most certainly need. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the team talk in between these maps, because at no point back on Inferno did they feel in that game. And sometimes those can be some of the hardest spots to rebound from. Barely have time to think about it though. Right back into the action, and to a map that NAVI have, you know, shown affinity for.
Yeah,
picking.
Ima's having a rough series right now, but Mirage is one of his best maps. We see what he can do on this in the past, so it will have to be him.
This will be his final chance to leave a mark on the BTarena. Torzi and Brolin gonna catch headshots first.
Oh, what is that?
Speak of Bit, he strikes early. And now as he looks for another one inside of the B side, he's got a teammate to come up through the catwalk. Imez able to strike one down off window. And so for a moment, Navi had an advantage, but then Jimmy comes in quickly, puts that bomb down, and Wonderful's gonna have to scoop it up soon, but with players still breathing down his neck, Imez has run in with these picked up Berettas, and it's actually Wonderful to connect the headshot. Jimmy into the clutch. 15 onto the clock.
Plant's gonna be difficult. They kind of have to hunt him down.
They go wide, and sure enough, it is Imez to find his. From mid-window to the run-up catwalk to bailing out his teammate, who was just looking for a set of helping hands.
Every kill there was really impressive, but I gotta say, Bit's second frag stole the show.
Guys, it's fucking fight for Mishka, guys. Come on, Romania. Drop your C4 Lion. Let's go. We need to see Mishka grand final.
Out to a default here for Navi. They know the force-up is coming for MOUZ. Oh, fast out A. Lots of CTs here. First kill to them.
Careful now, careful. Don't spoil this good start. Navi down to the 3v5. This is something that was glaringly obvious back on Ancient.
Oh, they wanted so desperately to end this round quickly. Ran up fast into that A site. Two great responses here from MOUZ. Full control of the situation. Now, I say full control. Navi still have middle. How they get their next kill is everything.
Right now it feels like Emet could try to be the hero. He's the one that has the most amount of space. Difficult to get this double through the palace.
Yeah, it's like a guaranteed trade position, sort of.
Especially while Spinks sits there tucked into the corner the whole entire time. So here we are on board with Emet. MongolZ and Bit start to inch this one forward, but we also get MOUZ on the ramp.
Ticket.
All of a sudden, the Ticket Scout finds its damage. This is still looking for the kill back, and Torsi's not having any of it. Now with Emet dead, all you have are the two players in Palace, and they won't even be given a chance to truly take a step out into this bomb site. Navi have flubbed the opportunity at early round wins.
Oh, they went for the fast A play. It's a perfect call for MOUZ to stack it. They were maybe just a bit too worried to go for a default and risk getting picked up by the scout. Well, it happened anyway.
You go running out that ramp, you meet your maker in the form of 5-7s. The damage just coming through on the sides of those smokes, and there's no guarantee that you even get to hang on to what's left. MOUZ won it all, and so that Galil down for the count.
After time.
Insult to injury.
That's pure pain. The instant buys come out here for Navi. That is a brutal way to start. This game is a lot about money because money gives you chances. So just as MOUZ pulled out the eco versus Navi, they'll have to respond with their own.
It'll be wonderful with the scout this time around.
It's got to be one hell of a call, a great deagle shot, a couple of scout tags, and no mistakes in between. Might be too much to ask for.
But you can't only be on the receiving end of these kinds of rounds and still hope to walk away with the series. You managed to survive it back on Ancient. You switched sides and fought back. But here we are in the decider with one player down on underpass. Top mid swing goes wide. Just trying to get that scout into the mix. EMET finds one with the deagle, and you've effectively pushed them back, not to mention damage on the player hiding in the window. Torzi is barely alive here, just stuck inside that cubby. Galil given a chance to retreat back, and that's at least space earned here by Navi.
They are scared to take these duels, even though there isn't much of Ima or Bit left over.
Smoke's gonna fade, but still, Torzi sits within that corner. Jimmy.
Oh, so much damage.
Just as close to death. You've got 2 CTs with a combined health of 5, and still, Torzi's then freed up to just take the duel to Alexi, and that's gonna drop the bomb in middle. The middle bomb that was hoping to join forces with this ramp push. Could have been a chance at a split into this round. Still wonderful. Yeah, it's a late opportunity to leave his mark on this, but despite the best efforts, despite the damage having to be stomached, it is still MOUZ to do what Navi couldn't and convert.
I honestly can't even remember the last time that this has happened. You get the eco, and then you also get the deaths after time in the same round. It's beyond tragic in terms of the way to start. Yeah, that's the kind of face that they're making right now. You know you have to wait this out.
Your gun rounds are coming. You will have more chances.
Yeah, you just have to mentally put yourself there now.
For now, you'll be sitting on these pistols, just having to stomach a tough start.
It's a roller coaster going from a pistol win to this. Right now, Navi are asking themselves, is today our day? We both get revenge versus MOUZ, who have been an amazing, formidable opponent versus us, consistently beating us. With Ima here in Cluj on stage.
Torzi about to make a whole bunch of money if he can control it. Yeah, 2 kills as the 3-player pack pushes wide. So no bomb plant here for Navi. They were looking for slim pickings, but they'll find nothing. 5 up for MOUZ. It's another strong start for the defense. That's money made. 3 players moving into this round with over $7,000. Navi have given MOUZ the best chance to just stomp out this T side early.
They're already so fantastic on CT. If you want to look at their round history on this map. Worst part is, Wonderful doesn't have that up. He put an ace together back on Inferno. He'll in fact only have a Galil.
Torzi again, right back to the angles. Was lights out over on Inferno, and he is looking to piece together 2 strong showings in this series now. Willing to challenge that smoke, it'll cost him. Imez got the answer back. For now, evened out again.
It's actually interesting. Wonderful still alive. The op is out in the open on Cat. It's actually very possible to go and grab that. They can establish map control, take that at the same time, make this 4v4 a lot more challenging for MOUZ to figure out.
MongolZ still had to double back, though. He'll scoop up that bomb. He's cautious about the apartments push, but it's not the B site that actually pushed beyond. It's A instead.
Actually, Wonderful not even... Wait. Okay, there, he'll pick it up now.
Grabs his trusty op. Xerxin peeling away from this one,
It's
but
perfect,
now...
actually. Wonderful made a little presence, and they immediately ran away from A.
Pulled one back, but the question still is Brolin. He's gone unnoticed, and so we'll see what Navi have to deal with an eventual fallback from him.
There's that op.
Xerxin trying to stay alive. Yeah,
there's that op.
wonderful. Puts his hands on it, gives the cover over. And so just when you think Brolin's going to find a chance to disrupt that A-bomb site, instead it is Wonderful to make a difference. Deep push here from Emet, the guy who got it started in middle at the start of this round. Xerxin has 2 kills, and all he wants is to grab this op and get the hell out of here before that bomb pops, but no free exits. Navi with a slow squeeze. Let Wonderful find that op out catwalk. And again, Torzi, strong start. Good showing on Inferno. Nice beginnings here on Mirage, but still toppled, and his weapon in the hands of Wonderful costs MOUZ a round.
This is the Ima that you want to see ultimately. He goes and gets this off down, the game plan really well around it. Again, Torzi in his spot. He had no one to trade, no one to protect that gun. And Wonderful does the perfect thing, shooting a couple of times into B. That pulls a rotation, picks up the op, turns it into the play of the round. It's such a massive find to make up for all the money they lost.
But there we go, back to reality. Emet instead an opening death.
Xerxin ran through 2 health as he gets back to the top of connector safely.
Damn near 4v4 on the fallback. Instead, that's a body. Ema enters this third map with a 0.75 rating on the series. But he's got a round to be proud of. And he'll have to battle that mental struggle.
Now we did see Spinks actually just slink into ladder room.
Mops on the line.
Oh, but they might not be worried about it. Oh, shot missed from Torji.
Now Spinks is going to come down the ladder to potentially blindside that op. Yeah, he walks out, but the op is falling back loud. And Wonderful gets tucked in. Spinks is going to keep trying this timing, and they don't know exactly about this.
They've really ruined his play here. The bomb's actually going to B.
Leg shot.
Another shot missed.
No, MongolZ gets cleaned up by Jimmy off the cat play.
The bomb is going B.
Yep, but they still don't know about Spinks, who is indeed following them. Slowly but surely, Spinks will get behind this, but we've got a flank from both teams. Who times this to perfection? Alexi B, he's been found out. Xerxin turns around. That 2 health that he fell back through the connector with actually winds up being critical for them to win this round. MOUZ skulking just every single corner, and lo and behold, win the round because of it.
It's a very, very difficult situation to navigate, and MOUZ do an incredible job. So no momentum gets built off that. The only thing that Navi have to look forward to is a bit of loss bonus. But they've got to do something about that opening duel going the way of MOUZ inside of middle. And Torzi did give him a chance to miss stop shots. 1 leg, 1 miss. It's all about Spinks using his brain.
Yeah, such good timing. And so confident in the hunt behind them in apartments for Xerxin to even turn around and catch Alexi B. Like, that's how good their presence of mind was. Never did they feel lost throughout that last round. Now Xerxin, pistols coming beyond him. He'll be fine to step up to the challenge. It is mincemeat. As MOUZ rock-solid defense gives them 5 players up, they are making money, and in all of the rounds MOUZ win. We're not even talking about Navi getting bomb plants.
Yeah, I mean, they know how to streak, man. They know how to answer back on openings pretty safely. It's been 1 mistake from Torzi that's got himself killed, and he's still got a handsome scoreline at the end of this 7 rounds. They're the ones who were solid on their anti-egos. They hunted down Navi when they were just trying to save on round 2. They know how to punish. This is the kind of game that fills you to the brim with bitterness if you're Navi. T-side's hard enough. Now you don't even have that many chances to play. As soon as Wonderful gets an op, he makes a highlight, and then the next round they lose it. Now he's back on a Galil. It's like Groundhog Day with a long winter ahead.
Sorts of confident rounds that just continue to feed MOUZ more and more ability to go for these opening moves. A quick glimpse down into the ramp, sees nothing. So it frees up a body to just kind of play closer towards middle instead, but still nobody home. Navi reeling back still, despite being here with guns again.
And again, when we get this MOUZ sort of floating defense, they stay active, they stay fluid.
Yes.
They got things covered, and if they don't, they'll be right back to watching them. This is MOUZ at their finest. Could just get walked up on right now. There's no one at the top of mid. He's actually taking quite a big risk. Oh, and he still gets the kill.
Swings in, catches his 1. All while, Navi will find a vacant A-bomb site. The numbers towards middle ends up giving over space. And Alexi B, good presence to just hold off on the flank and find Spinks for free. So now a man advantage here for Navi.
Yeah, it's the speed that actually looks great. They go into their next decision quickly.
But this Torzi challenge, he's over towards the ticket, and Xerxin's just gonna challenge.
What a find.
Around the side of that smoke. And with the distraction that Xerxes serves up, suddenly Torzi's got his angle, but a missed opportunity to strike one down from that ramp. Slow burn here from Wonderful. He'll be chopped down to size. Bit catches the back of Xerxes. You still know about that op on the other side, and what you don't know is where the hell is Jimmy?
And 10 seconds, they need to plan.
Tech9 goes through to challenge the bomb sites. Bit's coverage now down into the sandwich. Jimmy late on arrival, catches the trade back. And you know that the bomb planter stranded here inside the cover of Lexi. Still good to hang on.
The only thought going through my mind is it's a must-win 2v2.
Hard-fought battle out of Navi. And they will keep this a 2-round game.
And again, it's these little moments actually from Imma. That smoke lands behind him inside of window. They don't have anybody to escort him out of underpass from top mid. He takes an early peek. It's a wide swing, full commitment. Gets the kill, gets the information. When the trade comes out, they immediately take over A because they identify there's 3 in mid.
And we get this stark contrast. Navi off to a different start in round 9. Trying to remain fluid, trying to remain fresh. Ima's instant kill into connector last round. Had MOUZ trying to play catch up. This time they'll strike first. Ima does get there. An eventual headshot, tries to challenge into the cat push. You've got Spinks locked into a fight for a second, but they do afford him a world where he can fall back.
Yeah, but Bit, he's got the bomb.
Trying to strike down into the B site. Jimmy under pressure.
Are you sure?
Oh,
my
Bit!
God.
A jumping Galil headshot into the windowsill, but it's not an open bomb site. There is still Brolin to challenge!
No way!
And Bit reads it like a book!
The audacity!
Operates on his own, the catwalk player down. Spinks is doing a good job of at least keeping these numbers even. Bit is the reason this bomb has been planted, and now it's MOUZ's retake needed.
Yeah, the total disrespect. And we've got Spinks going onto the op because of his health. Bit staying open, playing confident.
This lineup could be easy. Bit's gonna continue the spray. Torzi into the retake on the brink of a 3rd kill. There's the challenge, what a shot! Snaps it over, and will continue the trend of one-off Navi rounds.
Oh yeah, Torzi. No surprises for him. An excellent clutch to put him to the top of the board. I cannot believe how brazen that play is from Bit. With the bomb, no one behind him, jumps out of the window. They don't even have the sight without it. You almost never see that kind of play because it's irresponsible. If you don't get the kill, you look like a fool. Instead, he actually is almost a hero.
It's a second heartbreak moment for Navi's T-side to have to stomach. You lose to the force buy in round 2.
Now, I won't lie, seeing him play on the inside of Get Right like that, taking the opening fight towards the market, sure, he has a good angle. They're not going to expect him there, but it does create a one-on-one.
It was a strong position over by Bench. You'd think you get the advantage of kind of catching the push off guard, but Torzi delivers mechanically.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had a lot of heartfelt moments from Torzi in the past, but today I think he knows he needs to be the villain.
138 ADR for him in this CT side so far.
Back-to-back strong performances out of Torzi. All while his counterpart of Wonderful sits at the bottom of the board. And Navi may have found an opening in that last round because of Bit's sudden pop into the B bomb site, but how many more of those moments are going to come your way? 3 rounds left to play out, but limited with pistols again. This is a tale that Navi have become uncomfortably accustomed to.
Now they're looking to create tension on the board. Slowly move into spots. Get it to the late round. The CTs are actually doing a great job of holding utility in this spot. They have not tried to shut down any early rushes, so they have a huge advantage even if it goes to a post-plant situation. Right now, Brolin's picking from Ticket with an M4, so Torzi's not there. But he's on connector. That's okay.
Okay, we'll let that one slide. He's having a good map after all.
And they seem to have put the clues together.
They've got the right defenders in position. Brolin down beneath, but his support does take a headshot.
Yeah.
And suddenly these Tech-9s look like they could
Careful, Torzy.
still push through. Torzy's down to 4 health. The gun goes dry here towards Ticket, but then there's Jimmy on the scene, a little bit labored. And then the USP gets covered off by Xertion, who's just going to push the issue in through the bench with only the P250 in this post plant. No chance. Na'Vi effectively do rush them down and catch them off guard,
3
but
and 4.
still they just can't get their kills.
Yeah, they needed those 3 and 4 HP. About as good as an attack you could hope. You got the Molly under Balk, you separate a duel there, you dink the Ticket guy. But it's really just becoming about the bomb plants.
A couple of close rounds, sure, but close doesn't count this late.
And a Mirage for both these teams is a total numbers game. They just need the rounds on T side. They don't really care how it happens. Here's the moment where you could actually take some pressure off the pistol if Na'Vi win these last 2. If not, it's going to be all about that switch over. And that stress is not what they want to have to deal with.
Both maps versus G2, they were able to win these last 2 rounds. Na'Vi know how to fight hard for these. They've proven it in the group stage. Emet not going to waste a moment catching Torzy out on catwalk.
Ooh, is he going to read this? We got this lurk out from Xertion.
It's a strong play, but it does preoccupy the support that could have otherwise been added to that A site.
It's a tricky way to actually become a B player here. Xertion's going to cut off everything that could rotate over.
Oh my God, he follows.
Wow.
But he misses it.
No, I think he knows, actually.
Okay.
I was wondering when he saw that fat smoke, what was going on?
Well.
And he just let it be for a second. Now coming up to clear it. Awkward part is if he doesn't know which way Xertion went, then this puts the A players in jeopardy. Xertion's gonna clear and see nothing, but he's still getting followed.
And this is all while Na'Vi start to get it going.
Imma's starting to speed up on this flank.
Still, you need to be able to get through the bomb site. Emet's still trying to catch it, but he's right there for it.
He found it.
Oh God, he gets away with it. Now all of a sudden, Na'Vi have to remember that that's because this A site's probably stacked. Obviously, MOUZ had an idea as to what was coming.
Imma's gonna try to get into the mix again. He's here off cat.
Just trying to divert back over towards middle. You get MOUZ starting to second guess things because it's a slow burn here out of Na'Vi. You have pulled the support away, but Spinks has shown he can win rounds on his own tonight.
And Bit might clear that.
Oh, no way! Down through the ladder, and they still don't see him. I mean, that is unbelievable.
And there's Imma.
They'll get away with it. I mean, how do they get away with it? Or do they? Brolin's still at 27 health.
I mean, the health left over is one thing. It's interesting where their money lies right now. Brolin in a 1-on-2, 27 HP. It'd have to be an absolute miracle.
Walking it out, Alexi, 76 health. Oh, but the headshot! And so Brolin's here to rip it from their hands again. And that is an op hiding in the corner. Wonderful, you cannot afford to miss this.
He doesn't think he's here. Oh my goodness.
No idea.
They could get stuck. He's watching.
Oh, but he whiffs! Oh, and the jump right next to it. Brolin, it's heartbreak as he jumps right back on top of that bomb and robs it from Na'Vi.
Oh my goodness.
Terrorists win.
The op shot gets missed. Alexi takes that fight exactly how he wants to and dies. Brolin has no HP. That could have been a pistol swing for Wonderful. And after Imma getting 3 kills in this round from 3 completely different positions, it should have been a done deal.
How Bit gets down that ladder and doesn't see Spinks, I will never know.
I thought for sure when he turned around, he was getting cleared.
MOUZ operating with plot armor. Heartbreak after heartbreak for Na'Vi, but they will still continue to fight for these.
Oh, just a reminder of how many more rounds they could have got this half. Another successful opening off cat, this time paired with one in connector. If they win this match, they might be in tears. Everything that has gone wrong, you could have never expected.
Ooh, timing there as well, pushing through.
One goes their way.
Bomb still gonna follow through into the only remaining MOUZ player. Oh,
Tag.
careful! as he jumps back into the cover that frees up the bomb to depart. But if he gets this kill on Arch, then he's also free to sprint over to the other side. No, sir, not on Wonderful's watch. It is one for the road from Navi. A hard-fought battle across these first 12 rounds, 4 one-off round wins.
The least stressed Navi fans right here in this crowd as they get through a half, not a single round in a row. They get the pistol and can't convert. And they could have easily won that last one.
Boom all you want. Torji is putting on a show this evening.
Yeah, MOUZ are full focus. Trying their hardest to embarrass Navi on this stage. And maybe they'll have fans in the next match. We saw them here last year. The crowd was on MOUZ's side. But he obviously got him in it. Man, Ima, he has to absolutely have one good match. And this was actually a great half. The unfortunate part is some of his impact in these rounds didn't actually result in the win.
Right.
I'm going to say it point blank, not his fault at
right.
all. These were thrown positions. Gimmies.
The round 11 point blank op shot on a diffusing Brolin. There for the taking. Final half of this quarterfinal. Let's hear it, Cluj. Win or lose, Navi, it's been a hard-fought battle. It's been heartbreak in a lot of these rounds. But MOUZ know what it's like to win in this arena. But to do it on the T side of Mirage is the challenge at hand. Was 4 rounds the quota. MongolZ with a chance to strike first. Eventually gets there. No cap presence coming through from MOUZ. It's a flood out through the apartments. MongolZ's got a second. And then off of the reload. Now we get the wide swing. Alexi over towards default. Bomb drop. MongolZ. So the pistol's there. But don't forget, they won it in the first half, and the force buy silenced the room. Navi, no strangers to heartbreak in this quarterfinal. But the score at the top of the screen upticks by 1 off MongolZ's efforts.
An inspirited way to win the pistol. The conversion, as you just pointed out, will mean so much more. We've already seen that's not guaranteed.
Waiting for a mistake, and mistakes have been made in the past.
Alexi choosing a new way to jump spot. They know he likes to jump on that corner. Wisely changing it up. Call out grenade on Brolin.
Yeah, just while Alexi's changing his own minute moves.
He's a hard guy to catch. You don't really get him for free inside a B no matter what gun he has. So you have to be an unbelievable shot.
He's also had a strong individual
night.
You know, you go back to Ancient, it was Alexi B, rock solid on that CT side. If he can get back into it here for Mirage, that could be another driving factor for the potential Navi comeback. There's also a lot of talk about Emet over on that A site trying to be a critical part of this defense. And the defense on Mirage is something Navi know they can tap into. But you've got to do it under the bright lights. You've got to do it in the face of mistakes. You've got to do it with the added pressure of being the hometown hero. 2 rounds the gap.
At first, I was doubtful that Ima really liked that pressure, but now that we see his rounds on Mirage, he's starting to get some clarity back. Focus on being good. Navi do know how to close this game out from CT side. there's just as much pressure on MOUZ now.
See what the first gun round looks like. How much of a challenge NAVI will have to stomach as they continue to play catch-up with a limitation in Alexi's MP9 towards B. MOUZ have already seemingly gone and looked for him, trying to punish that van jump up when they're only working pistols. Gun round is a different look, but still, Xertion will try to catch you. Alexi B has to be careful every single round.
Absolutely. You have to do that dangerous thing where you don't play for information, you lose. You play for information, you could give up the round. Job of a key player. You can see the A split taking formation here from MOUZ. But with the bomb going ramp, you've got a left side setup. There's no one in ticket. Fast rotations is what NAVI will have. This is the kind of round where smoke spams are going to be key. Finally, Alexi B makes his way around a ticket.
It's looking for refuge, but he'll be fully blocked out of this. Cat plays coming, and MongolZ times it to perfection.
Now they know.
Alexi, full focus towards the balcony. Bit down with nothing but damage. Alexi right there for the taking, and yet he's only able to get that one. So little health for the 3 remaining players, but who stands in front of them? It is Ime, with just this MP9. Trying to find a way to unravel it all. They will just simply sprint from him, not wanting to give him that opening. And yet he's been able to find the AK first, and because they split up suddenly, if he clears this corner, or if the corner comes to him, there's the ticket challenge. Remember, it's low HP. And so is suddenly Emet down to the 20 bullets in that mag, sprints this down into the site.
No smoke to work with.
But he's got the kit. Oh, and it's spam out from Xertion. Xertion so elusive in that 3v1, wrapping around in through the flank and making sure that MOUZ's first gun round hits the scoreboard.
Answer up really quickly. Hard trades to get, absolutely. First kill comes down for NAVI. That's not enough. Blade will take this into a timeout. We've got shades of Ancient here. MOUZ are trying to close this game out. They started with a lead, but a second pistol can really change the complexion of the second half. And that one's actually pretty expensive for everybody. This is going to be a scrappy round. A little bit low on utility, not the best guns, no op in play. It's unlikely that this ends in dominant fashion. This could very well be a clutch, and it could be a clutch for 2 if everyone's broke on the next. Perfect time to call the timeout. But whose was more effective? It's a full A idea here from MOUZ.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty zesty in terms of the timings. This is going to catch him off. Defense not quite ready for it. Bit looking back in, takes a bit of chip damage in the middle of that, and then the challenge goes over the stairs. Ime the first to fall. Bit's able to at least line that up, but Spinks with the instant headshot. MongolZ's got another.
He's still answering.
And another! Felt like that staircase belonged to MOUZ, and now what you know is that Spinks is hard dedicated to the CT spawn. They'll swing, and into his spray they'll go. They'll fall. Jimmy's clutch queued up. NAVI's players side by side, having to face with lesser health, and the utility already comes out, but that utility tells me they think maybe he's still inside this bomb site.
They got that molly off.
Jimmy lets them inch forward, cuts down MongolZ, sprays in through them both, and a late game Jimmy clutch to go back-to-back round wins MOUZ.
He had zero suspicion that he got off of the site. Went up for the click here under Sandwich, thought he was hiding there within the smoke or on default, even though they had mollied it. And it's such an important 1v2. Look at the money now for NAVI. That's why the tac pause was just called, and now it will be paired with another. MOUZ on their second. How do they make bad go to worse?
How slick was that change up in the timing?
Could be the critical moment. Yeah, I mean, but then when MongolZ started getting the trades,
back to anybody's round.
I'm surprised they didn't assume that Jimmy could have got to A ramp.
Right.
It was kind of his only place that he could have hid. You know, unless that was going to be CT, but after this double swing in CT, you'd think he'd be worried about that.
Especially when the utility didn't really shake anybody out.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe that smoke was making things nervous, and who knows. So round to the wayside, and one on the MOUZ board. MongolZ freed up to get frisky top middle, but he'll eat the flashbang. Torsi supporting Brolin for an opening kill. And Jimmy looking to just lean back, let them come to him. Obviously the squeeze right now is on Navi to get something done in a round like this, but they haven't been the team in this series to pull off these sorts of round wins. They've been on the receiving end of that heartbreak. One too many times. Ouch.
And MOUZ will play their anti-ego carefully. Again, this one's off the tack pause, which is interesting because it might have been an idea for this one. It might have been an idea for the next. Could have been to try to ice the kicker here.
Gotta go. He had no choice but to jump out through the window. Xertion's utility forces the 5 versus 3. The silver lining here, if you're a Navi fan, is they've gotten the right pieces in the right place. Problem being, USP's on 2. And Wonderful hits the ground as Alexi goes out middle. There is nothing that Navi have to say about this round. MOUZ will tiptoe their way through to an 11-6 lead, map 3.
I mean, the story of this game is winning all the correct rounds. MOUZ from the beginning of this match, ecoing after the pistol, hunting them down in the saves, causing that easy start. No rounds in a row for Navi in that first half. No rifle rounds back-to-back in this game whatsoever.
Sprinkle in 3 1vx wins for MOUZ.
That was for a save. It would have been MOUZ saving. This could have literally been a tie game.
And not just any clutches. Like you said, clutches at the right juncture.
And Brolin, that's inexplicable. Then Jim Pat, that's just well played.
We get Navi trying to do something about holding back middle. Fast moves here by MOUZ. Oh, that's a good amount of damage.
Another opening for him.
Just spams away at it, clips Torsi before he can get into the cover top middle. They will be working with the 5v4. Oh, but there's the response. Xertion slides down into it with the headshot.
He's not able to click.
These advantages so hard to come by and even harder to hold on to. And yet still Navi will try to confidently make moves happen. They do not want to just shell up.
They know there's a palace lurk here. We don't know if it's going to try to push this, but at the very minimum, they've got a flank on it. However, Jimmy's watching it. MongolZ is the linchpin of this round. He's waiting.
It's right there.
Yeah,
finds timing.
He doesn't overplay that situation.
How does that change things for MOUZ? Still with Spinks out mid. Bomb floats in the backdrop, and Xertion thinking about getting wild. There's a world where he can just join up forces with that cat split. We'll see if it comes through, because right now Emad making a bit of a risk by occupying this corner. Very low HP here. AK is going to get the better of him. Bit, at the very least, will find his. But we've got pressure now on Alexi B. We've seen great CT play from him on Ancient. He's been awaiting a moment like this, and he cannot deliver. No kill collected, just damage on Brolin. Scrambled rotate over, Xertion locked into the corner just outside of this.
They're going to run by him and clear E-Box.
And then all of a sudden, you're going to get Brolin swing in the background. Xertion queues up a 12th round to win. Just like that, it is done. MOUZ find their timing and find their refuge. 6 map and match points.
The last bastion there was Alexi B to get his 1 kill from bench. Couldn't deliver that. It's been a flawless T-side since getting off of that anti-eco. MOUZ come into playoffs in the same way that Falcons do, a team that play great CS, but Falcons show the mental side is the last thing missing. MOUZ can get beaten when the other team plays well, but what we see in games like this is they know how to close, they know how to keep putting together those rounds, and they put the full pressure on Navi today.
In a world where everybody wants to be the new underdog, where everybody wants to be the challenger, every time those new groups go up against MOUZ, they are reminded why MOUZ are top 5 and beyond. Gatekeepers are the very best, and Navi know it better than many. Again,
5 FAMASes.
Never able to defeat this team.
5 FAMASes, no kits on this round here for Navi. A last stand.
They'll have the smokes to try to slow it down. They have sat back and watched as this game eludes them. And they will beat themselves up because there's losing games of CS and then there's losing the rounds you're never supposed to. And that will be the burden of this Navi loss in the quarterfinals. If they can't even stop this, now down to the 4 versus 5. It's a slow burn out of MOUZ. They'll take control of middle, they'll take control of the situation as they have all night long. It's a hard-fought battle back on Ancient. It gets everybody's hopes high. But slammed back to reality by MOUZ after that Inferno stomping. And heartbreak added to the ingredients again as they will look to close this out.
And Navi did not play this round to go long. They didn't play it with utility to try to delay. They didn't play it for a retake. There's no kits. They're here to look for picks, and they haven't found one yet. In fact, they've had to give up mid and a player at the same time. MOUZ are going to try to make him squirm even more. They've spotted Bit. It's a bunch of bullets to his feet here. The B play's coming in strong. Alexi B with a FAMAS.
Gonna open up the smoke. Just try to get that reaction as they just go sinking deep into the B bomb site. Alexi blind the entire time. Spinks gun advantage, instant headshot, and MOUZ don't give a damn what your heart wants. Their counter-strike is here to try and go back-to-back in Cluj. Like it or not, this is a city that this team knows how to win. In the very same arena 1 year ago, they touched that trophy. And at the Hometown Heroes loss, they will exploit it once more and take a step forward versus PARIVISION tomorrow.
It was a great nap one. It was a great attempt in the end, but the amount of tragic ways to lose a round were insurmountable.